50 droids versus one boss. We'll just get them all up in there closely. Actually taking longer than I thought it would. Well, once they were all on them, it was pretty quick, I guess. Good work, guys. I understand there's no limit to the amount of droids you can build. So if this doesn't break the game, I don't think anything will. This one might take a while, which is perfect, because anything worth doing is always hard to do. And we'll just clean this area up. We probably just picked up a bit of sand, already at 168 trillion coins, but you can just never have enough. We'll go ahead and sell those, and if we have a lot of anything else, we'll go ahead and sell that too. Well, there's 172 trillion coins. What do you think 500 million leathers is worth? Not that much. 8 trillion. Alright, well I'm gonna need a lot of electronics and a lot of plastic. Which kinda sucks because making electronics take a lot of plastic and crystals. Luckily for me, I know where to get lots and lots of that stuff. I don't have enough gems to do this. I just want to put a quarry here. There's some gems. Still not sure how I find 500 million of one thing, but only 2 of another. I mean, 1 ruby, 3 amethyst, 274 billion topaz. But there we go, 137 billion emeralds. That's the one I needed. Time for a quarry. Oh. I still need more ruby and amethyst. Well, isn't that fun? We'll at least go with a few mining rods for now. I'm going to put 2 of them down like I had before. They'll just continually mine while I'm doing whatever it is I'm trying to do. I've got my army of furnaces, mostly going on iron and gold bars for now. That'll turn into steel, which will turn into royal steel. Mostly need plastic for now. Crystals and plastic are going to be easy to find. The royal steel is going to be the slowest part of this. But with perks like this, I don't have that much to worry about. And apparently the power plants actually affect the shrines, so I should put a few shrines down in the power plant area. Hopefully I do manage to find a few gems that I need here. Nope. Those just want to play hard to get. One thing I had been very curious about that someone suggested in the comments as well, structures cost half the amount of resources. So if we were to say build a half-price lighthouse right now, then wait that 4.5 minutes for the half-price thing to run out, can we at that point destroy it for twice the resources it costed us to build? Let's find out. I've made note of how much it's going to cost me to build this one. Once it runs out, we're going to see if we get our resources back, because if that's the case, we can basically have unlimited lighthouses for free. So do rubies like actually not exist anymore? Where's all the good stuff I need? Alright, well we're going to squeeze a quarry in right here where I can't really see it anyway, that way it's not in the way. These things are only going to take 5 minutes to get me more than enough resources of every kind, then they can destroy them and just keep digging. I'm not even sure exactly what the numbers are they're finding, but I know they're enormous. A lot of times, especially with those extra lighthouses, we're finding things in the trillions. And to keep up with everything I need to do, I basically need all my furnaces working around the clock, making iron and gold, turning that into steel, and going up from there. I've also just realized exactly how hard it's going to be to see what we get from our lighthouse refund, but currently we have 4,000 glass, and our last lighthouse, according to my numbers, cost 753. So if we get almost 1,500 from destroying this lighthouse, we know the trick works. 5.7k. Yep, that confirms it. That actually works. I could just repeatedly do that and always have enough resources for the next lighthouse, which sounds kind of fun. So we're just going to keep doing this for a while. We are kind of running out of room for usable area up here, but it's so profitable now at this point that it's just ridiculous. Still not finding nearly the amount of plastic we need though. Someone had suggested a shrine though, because you can use it to spawn digging spots. I don't know how long this one's gonna last, but we're gonna give it a try. Perfect. Digging spots. I don't know if we can dig those up right away. We're gonna have to wait till those despawn, and then we'll dig those up and probably find 1 billion artifacts. And I'm not actually exaggerating. I'm actually underestimating that. It's gonna be way more than 1 billion. Okay, so what happens when you spawn digging spots amongst all the lighthouses? We find a lot of, I guess, the usual stuff. I'm not sure if there's anything new there because it's really hard to see. I'll assume there was. Also going to add a shrine right here. This one should be affected by the power plants and therefore it should come back to life really quick. Yeah, look at the seconds drop down. Perfect. Definitely pretty concerned at this point at the lack of plastic I'm finding. Never mind, it's always when I ask for it. Well, there's 62 billion plastic, so we're good again, which means we have 2 out of the 3 ingredients we need for an army of robots, but still lacking in the royal steel department. One thing I'm going to do right now is move the market. I can build those anywhere. I want a few more factories right here so I can have extra quick building. And since the half-price building is run out, time to destroy a lighthouse and rebuild. It feels almost too easy at this point. I just really need a bunch of gems. We can build our first robot at least, so that's a good start. I can't help but wonder at this point though, if I build like 100 markets, would it be easier to just find the robots buying them, or is it quicker to make them? We'll maybe try a little bit of both just because I can. Which means that I need more room, which means that I need more land. Hopefully I can afford it. Whoops. And those are my current new droids. They're kind of wandering around. I'm gonna go put them on something building, that way they can do it faster. It's kind of annoying how it only lets me build 1 droid at a time. I can't go maximum build to build a bunch, just 1. Markets are very, very cheap to build, so I actually could build like 1 million of these if I wanted to. And I definitely kind of do, at least for now. I'm gonna cover this whole area and market with the hopes that I can get a few extra droids. I'm also very, very close to turning the sound off entirely, just because all I hear right now is the thing's working and I'm on low volume. My newest robots have arrived. I like how when you put these here, they just destroy the things beneath them anyway. That's probably a quicker way of doing things. I think that's probably enough markets for now. I'll get more if I need more. One of those would be good. I do need more health. I will trade you 309 billion arrows for one of those. No droids at any of the markets. And they are getting expensive pretty quick. I need to make sure to do the half price structures thing every time. Not sure if the droids even count for that, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna assume they do. Come on, more digging spots. Nope. I'm up to 6 droids now, but these are going to take a long time simply based on electronics, but we'll get there. You know what? I forgot about this guy. While we're at it, we might as well make this, which gives us an extra 25% more resources because we just weren't finding enough before. So let's take a quick look to see what we're getting now. That much. We're up to almost 1 trillion poop now, so that's something. But the game still feels pretty good. It's not slowing down at all. Every once in a while there's a little bit of a jitter, but it's holding out pretty strong. I'm also going to add another shrine down here to hopefully find more digging spots, to hopefully find more useful stuff. For some reason, those gems just don't want to play ball today. I seem to have run into an invincible piece of land. I've not encountered this before, but no matter where I place myself, it won't be destroyed. Which kind of sucks because I really wanted a lighthouse there. You can just never have too many lighthouses. And now that I'm up here near all these things, don't these give you lots of stuff on a good day? Oh, well, since you offer me so very little. Still didn't give me anything. And that's alright, because this space really is reserved mostly for lighthouses. Oops. Probably shouldn't be sacrificing quite this much steel at this point for such a little return, but I just can't help myself. What are those lighthouses costing now? Whoops. Yeah, they're getting expensive. I need to save my steel for the droids. Even now with everything going on, I can make like 35 electronics every time I stop back here, which doesn't make for a lot of droids. Well, let's see with our 10 new lighthouses exactly what kind of resources we're finding. We'll take a step back. Never mind, I couldn't really see. We're up to 4.5 trillion plastic though, and we started this video with 0. We're actually running low on fiberglass too. Luckily, I can make quite a bit of that. So this one is going to be all fiberglass all the time. Do we get extra lavender here? It looks like we probably do thanks to those lighthouses. And I guess we don't really need these guys anymore. These could easily be lighthouses. And we could just never have too many of those. Not actually sure if they're going to reach from way over there, but we're certainly going to find out. Turns out they do. And I can only afford the one, but that's okay. Once my half price building runs out, I'm going to destroy 2, get my money back, get double the resources. Rubies. I'm always short on rubies. Look at how many of everything else I have. Literally billions. 1 ruby. Okay. I think I found some rubies. I just managed to find some in a digging spot. 8.9 trillion. So I think we probably got enough of those for a little while. Which means that we're finally in motion with our royal steel. At this point, I'm also basically just slowly upgrading everything because you tend to find more stuff when stuff's upgraded, and we'll just see what other kind of fun stuff we can find. It all adds up to all sorts of stupid stuff. I feel so shocked every time I don't have enough resources of anything because I've got so much of everything. Come on, digging spots. Nope. The game suddenly feels a little bit slower. I'm not sure if my movement speed just wore off or the game's actually starting to slow down just a touch. This is the one where I really want digging spots again. And of course, I didn't get it. We did, however, get some digging spots down here, which is pretty awesome because these are still in shot of a lot of lighthouses. So what are we going to find? Hopefully some good stuff. Plastic, gems. I suppose at this point it just really doesn't matter. I still have yet to find a single droid in all these markets. I feel like I used to find them a lot more. Also this, whatever these are. More light in the dark because my 10,000 lighthouses don't already take care of that. And this one damages enemies for me because my overpowered sword also doesn't do that. I think I really hate this idea. This will be my 10th droid. I've been at this for a few hours already. It's a very slow process. But we are already starting to get somewhere with our materials. I don't think I'll ever get ahead just because royal steel takes so much to make. But boy, am I ever enjoying this process. We got the digging spots in the right place again. So, yeah, that should have been a lot of everything. Really wish we could find fiberglass and electronics though. That would be great. Well, let's try a fun new experiment. If I win something in a slot machine right here, do I get extra? We're about to find out. Let's call that good enough. It looks like only 2. The price of each droid is going up so drastically now that I don't really know how to do this. It's taking 102 fiberglass just for one and 102 electronics. That's more than the obliterator costs. And I've still only got 10 droids. At this point, I'm really starting to feel like it's actually better to do more markets and just buy the droids whenever they come up, because this one only costs 39,000 gold. That is way cheaper than 100 of those other things. And since the markets are still so easy to build, I'm gonna add a few more in. They are huge, but I'm gonna squeeze them in wherever I can, just for the sake of getting a few extra droids somewhere along the line. Because 123 fiberglass and 123 electronics adds up fast. Hopefully between all of these, at least once per 10 minutes, I will find an extra droid to buy, because that would be huge progress. I guess one thing I could be doing is the Lighthouse trick, where I destroy things at full price, build them for half price, rinse and repeat with power plants, and then I would get electronics out of the deal. But then I'm not sure if there's any way to get any fiberglass. I don't know if fiberglass is actually used to build anything, so I can't really use the trick for that anyway. There is not, so it looks like I'm stuck making this stuff for the time being. We got one to buy at least. 34.4. Why is this one cheaper? It might be a half price perk at the shrine. I'm not going to complain. And a second droid. We're in luck. I am curious about one thing now though. If I destroy the market and build a new one right now, does it refresh and have new stuff? It won't let me build again. Apparently it wants to go here now, and that's just fine. And it did refresh. Well, that's a way to instantly refresh your markets. And I am at least starting to get a stockpile of droids. I need to start putting them on actual things to make them useful again. For now, I'm just going to hide up here where it's nice and quiet and calm and just build my shop again and again and again, hopefully finding a robot. Build a few, destroy a few, build a few, destroy a few. That might actually be my best option at this point. Got another one. This is much faster. And another one, only 46,000 gold. And it apparently won't let me put it in my inventory despite the fact that they don't actually go in my inventory. So here's the process. Build the markets, destroy them, simply build them again. I get my refund every time, so it costs nothing to do this, and they get refreshed every time, with occasional having to remove a tree, which my current droids seem to take care of pretty quickly anyway. This can all be done very quickly, and I seem to be getting about one droid every 10 markets. If I can fit an extra market in at any point, I will. And this also gives me opportunities to buy potentially other rare things I might need. Even a circle of markets. I think I've got 8 now, so I should be finding things faster than ever. And another one. Hopefully there's a few in this round. It's been a while since I found one. The game is still running fine despite the fact that I have 3 droids chasing me. We clearly need to do a lot better. And every once in a while I should probably head back over to my main area and restock everything. Then again, I'm about ready to just give up on doing it this way. I'm up to 19 robots, but it's going to take almost 400 fiberglass and electronics each just to make a new one. Plus, the sound that everything makes is really starting to annoy me, so once those furnaces shut off, I'll be the happiest person in the world. Yep, so as evidenced by what you're seeing on my screen, this is a much faster way of doing this, and there's another one. This is 20, 30, 40 times faster at this point. Hopefully I don't run out of money buying all these droids. You know, I've never really been a big fan of them, but when you have this many, they seem to keep the area really clear for me. I don't have to manually clear out anything. I can just destroy my shops and build new ones. Well, for the first time in many hours, I feel like I'm actually starting to make some progress. It's so quiet now without 1,000 furnaces going. This is nice. It's official at this point. I really hate this idea. I am starting to notice that frame rate drop down to about 52, 53 every once in a while now, so I think we're making progress. The game is slowing down just a touch, and I have no idea why. Wait a sec. Did I finally do it? I can't move right now. I don't know what's happening. I might have actually broken the game. I wasn't even done yet. The problem now is I can't access the menu, and I'm really scared to close this program because if I lose all this progress, well, that would not have a very positive effect on my day. In case it does crash, I want to say I think I was at 48 droids, was going for 50. And we're back. We seem to be back in working order, so never mind. In case you were wondering, at this point, to build one droid would cost 2.7 thousand fiberglass and 2.7 thousand electronics. That's 27 times what it would take to build one obliterator, which gives me a total of 52 droids, which looks something like this. And that saves me a lot of trouble when I enter a new island, because they mostly take care of everything for me. I did think they would do it a little bit faster than what they are, but I won't complain. If I had have actually built these all the proper way, it would have cost me an absolute fortune in materials. Well, let's take these idiots down here and watch them clean out some new islands. I don't actually really know what the droids do, but I did go through the effort of building them, so let's just kind of see what they do. You know what, I kind of like this. It's almost like having the obliterator, but then I don't actually have to do anything myself. I just wander around and they do all the work. And I guess they do actually gather up all the materials for me too. The only problem is I can't really see where I'm walking anymore because there's 1 or 2 droids in my way. It's good and all, I just have absolutely no idea what's actually going on out there. Well, let's buy a few more islands, see if we can maybe find a dungeon or something. Perfect. I suspect these droids will be able to clear a dungeon pretty quickly. The boss battle should be interesting. Oh right, this isn't actually a dungeon. I like how bunched up they are though, that's kind of nice. If you guys would kindly like to clear out of my way so I can see what I'm doing again, that would be great. Glad I didn't go for the 100 I was initially planning on. Oh, I don't want to do the maze dungeon. Nope. The one I'm thinking of is probably right here, under 12 lighthouses, and I'm not destroying 12 lighthouses because those are also very expensive. I can constantly hear them doing stuff, but I usually can't even see what they're doing because they're out on the edge of my vision, shooting even further out. Here we go, this will have a nice boss at the end. My droid should see us through this pretty easily. If I listen really closely, I can actually hear the sound of enemies dying. I can't actually see it, but I know they're here somewhere. And I also can't really see much of anything at all. All I see are stupid droids. Also pretty impressed that the game isn't dying yet. Still running at a cool 60 frames per second, no problem. Okay, here we go. Boss fight. 50 droids versus one boss. We'll just get them all up in there closely. Actually taking longer than I thought it would. Well, once they were all on, it moves pretty quick, I guess. Good work, guys. You were definitely worth the 4 billion hours it took to create you all. I wonder how much I'll get if I sell all my paper. I'm not really sure how much I have. 182 trillion, 183 trillion. I thought I had more. What about my rubies? They're worth 90 gold each, and I'm sure I have a lot of those. Yeah, we're up to 1.2 QU. 1.2 quadrillion? Yeah, I don't know. We'll go with that.